Hello, everyone, and welcome to Total Space's feed today on the Artemis 1 launch. I'm joined here today with Dave from Spaceflight Scotland. Say hi, Dave.
Hi, Rich. How are you doing?
I'm not too bad. It's an exciting one today. I've even got my NASA T-shirt on. I don't know if you can see it from behind the mic.
That's good.
And how are we all doing in chat? We all hyped today for the SLS launch?
I'm plugging up no sound apparently on. Is there
Check. 1, 2. Just let us know in chat if you're able to hear us. That'd be great. I see. So, just so you guys are in the loop, on the Total Space stream, the audio is absolutely fine. However, we seem to have an issue with relaying that audio through to the stream on the Angry Astronauts channel. So, if you're there watching us on the Angry Astronauts channel, or somebody could go over there and just quickly type in chat, we are aware of the issue. We're in the middle of fixing it right now.
We're getting some beautiful images from the NASA stream tonight.
Yeah, so we
amazing.
have the feed of the tanking operations happening right now. And last I saw, they were well over the 90% mark filled on both tanks.
I believe they are actually filled 100% on the two tanks, but it's the ICPS and the upper stage that they're filling up now. So,
Okay.
Almost there. And if you are just joining and you haven't been following the news this morning, there was an issue with the hydrogen leak this morning that was similar to one of the wet dress rehearsals that they had back in April. I believe they just basically turned it off and back on again, lowered the pressure, and went back to the fast fuel. And it seems to be filling okay now. So fingers crossed, we are a go for a launch this afternoon, hopefully.
Okay, I've been told by the producer now that the audio is now fixed on Angry Stream, so we should be able to have you guys hear us now, if you could just confirm. Okay, test. Do we have an echo now? Mr. Producer, could you bring my volume down a bit? It's quite peaking. Okay, let's try that now. Okay, yeah, that's much better. Sorry, didn't realize that my voice was coming through quite that strong. Apologies for any of those with headphones. So, if you're just hearing us and joining us, I'm Rich LB from TSN here, and joining me today we have Dave from Spaceflight Scotland.
Hello.
And I see a chat from Nadia asking if it is crewed. This particular flight is not a crewed flight, although it does have some zero-G indicators in there, I believe.
Two of them, in fact. One, or the main one from the US side of things, is Snoopy from the NASA, but ESA have also put on, or ESA, should I say, have also put on Shaun the Sheep. So
6:12 a.m.
indicators.
Eastern Time, T-minus 1 hour and 50 minutes and counting. Throughout the countdown, The tanks have been loaded. We're currently loading the upper stage. The team brought to the attention to the NASA test director what appears to be a crack in the inner
So
tank
I'm seeing
flange.
people roll into the
They
chat
currently
here,
got
so
cameras on it.
let's give these people a
That's what
shout
it
out. Hey,
appears to be.
Kazika,
There's
nice
frost
to see
buildup,
you.
and there's a vapor trail
already
coming
answered
off of it.
Nadia's question.
Team is
We have
currently
Germany in
evaluating
the chat, which I don't know how to feel about.
that situation and pulling it
The entirety
up
of Germany
for
is watching.
a
Excellent.
discussion. We'll keep you updated.
And then we have, I apologize if I butcher this in advance. I'm going to go for it. Chatsi Georgiadis Efstratios.
Just to be clear, you're not seeing it on your screen.
Better attempt
I would
than I
say
would have done.
This is currently
pretty good
another
attempt,
side
I would think.
of the
This is where this
core
person comes
stage.
and said, no, you completely
But
butchered it.
as you see that camera move, the engineers are moving the cameras around and scanning the entirety of the core stage for anything that could appear to be a leak or frost or anything they're not expecting. Again, they're
the
going to discuss
producer
this.
is telling
and,
me one of our old
let you
friends,
know,
Michael Mars, is in
what
the
they,
angry
what
chat.
kind of
Hello,
conclusions they
Michael.
come
How's
to.
it going? It's been a
This is
while.
Artemis Launch Control.
Yes, Mr. Producer, if you could show us that chat as well, that would be amazing. That way we can see everybody chatting away to us. And some lovely views of the SLS here again. Seeing the plume come away from the tank there. Here we
Artemis
go.
Launch
Right,
Control,
there we
an
are.
update
I
on
can see
the
everybody
engine
now.
bleed.
Right. Let's have a look here. Chat's going quite fast here.
The team just updated the NASA test director. The
Yep. Greetings
liquid
from
hydrogen
Holland,
team.
Michael Mars. Yeah, there he is.
still working to
Captain
get that
K-Man,
bleed
421,
flow going
not to be
correctly in
confused with
engine
Snoop
number
Dogg.
3.
Okay.
Fair enough.
They press the tank.
And let's see if I can pronounce this.
They're now seeking to press it to flight levels to see if they can get that flow going through there.
I think. Czech
Good
Republic.
Currently, they have
Nice.
3 engines that are good,
Sean
have a
McPherson,
good
hello
engine
from
bleed
Argentina.
running through
Hello.
them.
Hi, Sean.
But the 3rd engine,
Good
Stephen
Scottish name.
Lambrook. Hello
Actually,
from
engine
Devonport,
number 3.
Tasmania, Australia. G'day.
Wow.
RS-25 2058 is the number it's been given. With 6 flights under its belt.
Scott
This is an
Gatman,
RS-25
think this
from
will
the
make
shuttle.
it past
They
Max
gave it new
Q.
engine
Well,
controllers.
I certainly hope so.
It's from the shuttle program, I should say.
Otherwise, it's going to be a pretty short stream.
And so right now they're
I think if
pressurizing
here's the
that
tower,
core
then
stage
it's-
tank
it's good.
to flight levels. We'll keep you updated. Artemis Launch Control.
Yeah, I apologize. I'm trying my best. We have Ralph Bronson building a Lego F4U Corsair whilst waiting for launch. I mean, yeah. I think I have a Lego kit back there of an Artemis rover, actually. Hold on. See if I can go quickly grab that.
Absolutely. So, if you don't know me, I'm Dave from Spaceflight
Here we are.
Scotland, and there's Richard's kit. Very nice, Richard. So I'm Dave from Spaceflight Scotland, and I cover mainly the new Scottish launches that are coming up and the new Scottish ports. But I'm obviously a friend of the TSM channel, so they've kindly invited me on. And SLS is for everyone. It's not just American. There is a big ESA module on top of it as well, so it's all good.
So, quick thing, Mr. Producer. Could we pull the feed volume down and also... no, I think that's it. There's a couple of people in chat struggling to hear me if the launch broadcasters are speaking at the same time. Huh.
lose my audio losing file.
Hi, Kazigi.
Alrighty.
Thanks for your message. I have been on a stream before on here with the Electron from Rocket Lab, but only once or twice I've been on a stream now.
Got Sean McPherson in chat there saying the volume is perfect. So excellent. And we have Erudite over in Angry's chat saying, nice accents, guys. I wish I could sound like that. Well, my friend, with years of practice, you can.
We're quite a diverse bunch here in TSM, aren't we?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We have, let me think, we have Scottish folk, English folk, Finnish folk, Czechia folk. We have people from all over, really. I see Michael Mars is still following us as well. Thank you very much. Also, if just to let you all know, tips and super chats are accompanied with a TTS. And so if you want to say something on stream, any tip or super chat should come up. If you can't hear it, let me know. We can adjust it on the back end. And also, I've been told by the producer that TTS feature should only work through the TSN channel, I believe. Also, for Angry fans, he is on site and currently setting up his equipment. He will be joining us later on. He's just currently in the middle of setting up.
Rich, are we the only people that aren't in Florida at the moment watching this?
I know, right? I know. I wish I could be there.
So jealous of everyone that's there, meeting each other as well. Not just seeing the rocket, but they're all meeting each other and just having an amazing time. If they can park up somewhere, anyway, it seems to be quite a busy place just now. So
seeing there, that's a cool shot.
Will I take
Oh,
that,
sorry.
Rich, or will you take it?
Say again?
Will I take that question, or do you want to take it?
Oh, you go ahead.
So we did get a question. I didn't see who it was about the cost or how many billions it cost. Yeah, okay. It was an expensive rocket to develop, but so was Apollo and everything else. So it cost a bit. I don't have the exact figure, but it was X amount of billions. But that's for research and development and infrastructure. And as they go on and launch Artemis 2, Artemis 3, all the way up, the costs will reduce. So, you know, how much does Starship cost? How much is Electron costing? It's a unique rocket, but if you want to obtain these things, then you need to pay it, I'm afraid. So
Actually, yeah, that's a good point. Can we actually run a poll on both? Yeah, that's fine. In that case, we'll just ask chat in general. Chat, can we have a show of yeses or nos whether we think SLS will launch today? I'm curious to see what the mood in the room is. How many yeses are we going to get? How many nos are we going to get? What do you all think? Okay, we're getting a few votes in. We're seeing more no's at the moment. Scott Getman asks, I'm new to Total Space. Are you UK based? Yes and no. A few of us are in the UK, but we do have quite a large European contingent and even American contingent as well. So we're quite multinational, but that's by design. Wow, that
Mm.
you know what? That poll is a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. That poll is way more. So we have results in on a poll. We have 52% say no, 47% say yes. I genuinely thought there was going to be more of a split than that.
I think it's going to launch. I've got faith. It had a bit of a hiccup this morning. Everything's going. I think the weather's still out there, but I'm going to say yes.
It's just, I'm loving seeing SLS just sitting there on the pad all lit up at night. It looks fantastic.
Yeah, bit of venting going on, but it looks great. So what time is it there, Rich? They're 5 hours behind us, are they? So they're about half past.
It's
Half
pretty
six, half
pretty
six.
early in the morning there. Yeah.
6:25 a.m. something like that. Wow, that's a beautiful view we're getting there now.
Yeah.
All lit up.
Yep. So I have the producer saying that Angry should be joining us any second now. Hello, how are we
Morning.
doing?
Just to let you know, Sterling, yesterday, the audio problem you had, when you were plugging your webcam in, the audio source on video.ninja was trying to select audio from that magic, so if you select the correct microphone, you've got some webcam feed through. Sorry, I didn't hear you. So yesterday, when you sent that video link with that video feed over, the audio problem you had was by default on OBS Ninja. You selected the magic design of your microphone. And so under where you selected video, you need to select the correct microphone. You couldn't have any. Are we okay? Yeah, I mean, it's showing that I'm picking up audio from the Yeti right now. So the thing is, I can't remote access your computer because I'm already running at maximum resources to provide two streams. So I can't remote access your computer. So we're currently live. We're currently live on your channels, but your audio can only currently be heard on the MDS channel. Our host is talking to total space as well.
Yep. So we do have Angry Astronaut here with us, but the producer is working on getting his audio through to the TSN stream at the moment. So, for those on the TSN stream, you should be able to hear myself and Dave. For those on Angry stream, you might be able to hear Angry talking too. He's currently talking to the producer, getting everything set up. And to relay those for the TSN stream, he also said, and currently trying to stay conscious as he is very, very tired. Yes, Mr. Producer, the ever man. Mr. Producer doesn't get enough credit, honestly.
Second camera has feed sent to here I am.
Okay, here we are. Welcome, Angry Astronaut. So, we're currently fixing Angry Astronaut's audio.
Well, yes. What should I select again? You want to select Yeti, the audio source. Gotcha. Okay, 1 moment. So should I knock your? I just killed that one. You can still be heard on the stream. You guys want to do it talking?
Yeah, there's a good question in chat, Rich, from Scott Getman. Do the SRBs make anyone nervous given their extended lifetimes by paperwork?
Extended what, sorry?
The SRBs, do they make you nervous that they've been waiting for a while to fire up?
So I heard like a while ago, but I'm not sure how accurate the information was, that the seals on the SRB segments had a finite lifespan. But they've been stacked for quite a while now, and they're perfectly fine.
I'd also heard, I think it's 12 months or something that they have to be used by, but I think they must have inspected them in the VAB when they were back and forth with the SLS. So
yeah,
I'm sure. Yes, on paper there probably is a finite exact time that they have to be used by, but there's obviously a bit of leeway as long as they've inspected it and everything. So great question, but I'm sure NASA are.
Yeah, we just had Opus actually in the angry chat saying the SRBs are well within their lifespan, as I surmised.
Yeah.
And we also have Kaziki over on TSN saying, not hearing Angry on YouTube. How are you guys feeling about the launch today, Rich and Dave? I'm really excited. I've been looking forward to this for some time now.
Yeah, me too.
So to be able to, if everything checks out and they manage... Oh. So, I'm sorry, I'm hearing Angry in the background.
Let me do this properly. Welcome to one of perhaps the most important episode of the Angry Astronaut I think I've ever streamed, and that is the hopeful launch of SLS. You can see that off in the distance. Actually, it's not it's not zoomed in as much as it could.
simply because I thought the sky was rather stunning, and so I thought I would give you guys a bit of a look. We're having engine show of some kind, engine breed show from what I've heard. That just popped up. Once again, who knows? They have quite a long time to resolve these issues. I'm not as concerned about problems with the rocket, to be frank, because the rocket has the rocket has proven itself to be extremely effective during the green run. So I would say if there's any issues with the RS-25, I think those could probably be solved. My biggest concern was with ML1. But that is, of course, my personal opinion. But after watching the green run go to full duration in Mississippi, that was just beyond impressive. So I don't think there's a problem with the rocket, but I could be wrong.
For total space stream, because currently you've no video.
Yes.
Yeah. Can we get Angry onto the TSN feed, please? Because otherwise we have to remain quiet.
Okay, what do you need? I'm sorry.
Sorry, I need your web camera back with audio.
I just sent you a new OBS Ninja link with the camera.
So no, I've got the two links still.
There's a total of three. 1, 2, 3. I sent you the first for the main camera, the second for
you
the.
did. You did. I apologize.
That last one should be what you're looking for.
Bear with us. We're just plugging Angry in now, hopefully.
As we continue to hammer our way through technical difficulties. And once again, this is the first time I've ever been on 2 screens simultaneously. Give a shout out to Total Space Network. They have been remarkable partners for the longest time. And I couldn't be more thrilled with them. They're the greatest. Pardon? Hello, Total Space. I'm now live on 2 screens simultaneously. First time for everything. So that's what's going on with that, which is a pretty cool thing to say the least. I think that's pretty awesome. I'm trying to see if I can actually see the live stream. It's available. Bear with me for one moment here, because I actually can't currently see what I was supposed to be looking at. Let me go ahead and hit that. There we go. There we go. So it's popping up. There we are. And we go to full screen. There we are. Hello, everyone. So, Engine 3 looking wonky is one of the comments that's been made recently. Perhaps so. I don't know. I feel good about the RS-25s. And they said they had a potential issue with an RS-25 during a green run out in Mississippi, and it wasn't actually real. It was actually a problem with something else. So I don't know. I guess I'm biased, but I like these engines. They've taken the shuttle to orbit many times. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about it?
So each engine actually has its own full history of prior missions, does it not?
Yes, it does indeed. And each engine also has at least one or more components from the original Columbia mission in 1981. All of them have at least a few components from that original launch. Once again, apparently we have some audio issues. We're still working our way through it. In the meantime, enjoy the lovely skies of Florida. In the middle there, you have SOS. Just for fun, maybe I'll on that view a bit. Bear with me for a moment. I'll go ahead and give you a more close-up view, see if we can see SLS a bit better now.
Testing.
Check. check. We're good. I wish I could tell you, but all I can tell you is how ignorant I am. That's about it. Our long-suffering Yorkshire production guy is working at fever pitch to try to get us operational right now. Just to give you a quick update on what's happening. And I'll tell you, if there's something that I could make a personal recommendation for, it would be an internet hotspot. Because my cell phone has no 5G connection, and that's because there's about 5 billion people here hammering the internet. But for some reason, the hotspot seems to have a dedicated connection, which is why all of this works. So I'm glad I picked this up from my T-Mobile dealer.
So actually, Angry, TSC Chope, or I'm assuming that's how you say it, has said, Angry, will you be meeting up with TSN when you're in the UK?
Yes, absolutely. I want to. And I'm going to be all over the country, from Cornwall to Bristol to Liverpool to the Lake District to Edinburgh to into Yorkshire, anywhere you can imagine. I'll be in Dorset. I think I'm going to catch a ferry and Poole over to the continent rather than try to deal with the insanity that exists over in Dover, trying to get across the channel. So I've heard those ferries from Dorset are kind of nice. So I'm going to give that a shot. So yeah, I'm hoping to meet up with everybody, as many of my fans and as many of my partners, collaborators. Would love to meet all of you. And then, of course, the event that's taking place, the event for Western Europe, the launch from Spaceport Cornwall, Virgin Orbit, which it appears has been moved into October. That also I can't wait to see, and we of course will both be there. Starlink, I've looked at that, and I may indeed get Starlink, but I don't have the ability to now in terms of buying the equipment up front. Don't miss Birmingham. Well, you kind of have to go through there in order to get to a lot of other places. And besides them, I love Warwick Castle, which is right by Birmingham. So yeah, I might pay a little visit to Warwick Castle and say hello to you folks in Birmingham. Plus, my immigration attorneys are in Birmingham. Go and harass them. So yeah, I'd love to do that. Where, by the way, for all of our Total Space folks, whereabouts in the UK are you right now?
So for me, I am in the north of Scotland in a little village, city, town called Elgin.
And
how far away from Inverness is that?
About 45, 50 minutes drive-ish.
Okay. Pretty close.
Yeah, and I'm just 20 miles north of Inverness.
Lovely. I can see you have Nessie on there.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that is indeed a perfect thing. It's been quite some time since I've been to Loch Ness. I'd love to go back at some point. As we can see, the sun, the dawn is coming up, and the sky is looking more stunning and more spectacular.
Yep, I think we might be losing Angry there. Maybe? Mm-hmm. So I think we might have just lost Angry's connection. We will work.
I didn't hear.
A bit robotic there.
Yep. Rename to the garbled astronaut. Mr. Producer, do you want to pull Angry down temporarily until the connection restores? There we go.
Good to hear from them, though.
Yes, so we are now back on the NASA tanking operations feed, because if we lost the connection to Angry, we would also lose the connection to his camera setup. So we're looking at this feed for now. There was a countdown on here before, but there isn't now. But there was about an hour or so to go. Well, over an hour, I think. An hour, 40 minutes last time I looked at it. So still a little while yet.
Will we try and get some questions from chat?
Yes, let's try and get some questions from chat.
There's a few. Philip Anderson, good surname, Philip. What is the large flame in the background?
I think he meant when we were on Angry Speed, it was the SLS because it's orange.
Ah, right, yeah. So that would have been back on Angry's feed. And Angry was sat about a few miles away. And what you saw was actually the orange from the lighting of SLS in the background with the sun starting to rise as well.
Yeah.
So
there is
the
also
rocket,
a
basically.
flare stack as well. So they are burning off excess hydrogen as they're...
The one thing that we were talking about, get into that they're burning off the excess hydrogen. So you can actually see that flame from the perspective of my camera, or at least
okay.
we're able.
So
to
can you just say that one more time again, Angry? We just have you back now. It was just in the last couple of seconds. So you just repeat that again for Philip Anderson.
Of course, the flame that you may see burning just to the right of SLS is the excess hydrogen from the tanking process that is currently being burned off. It is a normal process involved with any sort of hydrogen-oxygen fueling solution. So, of course, it's on a larger scale since this is such a massive rocket, but nevertheless, that is completely normal.
Okay, and also on Angry Stream, what is ESA's contribution to SLS? I do believe ESA supplied the service module for the Orion spacecraft. Is that right?
Yes, and to emphasize the importance of that, ESA managed to contribute. Once I'm saying ESA instead of ESA, but in any event, ESA's contribution to the SLS, that service module, they did it very affordably. By way of comparison, anyway, for a full few hundred euros, they developed the entire system, and for less than a billion euros, they built 6 of them. So they have enough service modules for Artemis 1 through 6 for less than €1 billion, which, given how much everything else costs on this damn rocket,
Oh, connection might be a bit wonky again. No, we've got him back, I think.
You're going to check it all about now. Yeah, I know this is very challenging.
Here at Cape Canaveral, we have hundreds of thousands of people slamming cellular towers that don't get this kind of activity. I have a dedicated hotspot, giving some decent internet access, but it's certainly not good enough. I'm sure I have tons of competition here. it is challenging. Once again, though, I am delighted that all of you have tuned in. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much to Total Space for inviting me and for being part of this combined broadcast that we have going on. Again, to emphasize, Total Space makes some of the most incredible quality work, really magnificent stuff, very detailed, very accurate, and some very good information for European spaceflight. Head on over, like, subscribe, watch their stuff.
Also, Spaceflight Scotland in the house as well, Angry. It's really worth mentioning whose channel, because he's exclusively talking about Scottish spaceflight. Maybe introduce yourself, Dave, because there's a couple of people who can't hear you.
Okay, yeah, hi again. I'm Dave from Spaceflight Scotland, and as has been mentioned before, I cover exclusively the upcoming Scottish spaceflight industry, so Saxavord and Space Up Sutherland, but also manufacturers such as Skyrora and Orbit. So I've been a friend of the channel for some time, and I have appeared on a couple of streams, but this is definitely a fantastic opportunity I've been given by Total Space to appear in these channels. So hello to everyone out there.
And I can't wait to make your acquaintance in person when I travel to Edinburgh here soon, when I get to tour Skyrora, and especially when maybe both of us head over to Shetland to film a launch. I think that's going to be a truly special moment. Next year, when Skyrora launches, assuming everything goes according to
Absolutely, yeah, it'll be a great opportunity for Scotland and for us, absolutely.
Yeah, so
yeah, the resolution is the res that we're getting here is the problem internet through, but just everybody in their dog camera connection. So it is messing up some of the resolution. Like I say, if you're here for the best quality images of SLS, that's not what we do. If you're here for good commentary on what's happening and to hear people freak out when this rocket takes off, that's what you're here for, and to answer in-depth questions about spaceflight. So, yeah, very cool stuff indeed. So, just curious, we have the little Nessie symbol for you. Do you believe in the Loch Ness Monster? Do you think it's real?
Absolutely. It's real.
Awesome.
Many people have seen it, and many people come to try and find it.
Yeah, have you
thank
ever
you
seen
for the
Nessie
subscription,
yourself?
Macclesfield Magpie.
No, just in the badge.
I used to love Nessie when I was a kid. There was an expedition that went out, National Geographic, in the 70s. That was one of the most convincing expeditions they ever did. Underwater cameras and things looked really good, but they haven't done anything nearly that good ever since. So, in any event.
And even if you don't see it, a trip to Loch Ness is always worth it.
Yes. Loch Ness is one of the most magical places in the world. It's massive, massive lake. It just seems impossibly deep, and just vast, and also very sparsely populated. Mysterious place that definitely a good place for a monster to hang out. Yeah, neat stuff indeed. Checking out the.
So, Angry, what's the atmosphere there just now? Is everyone excited, tired?
A lot of people are rather tired, I would think. This is quite an endurance effort that they're going through right now, trying to just wait. I mean, people have been here since 1 a.m. or earlier. I went back to my hotel. I have a supporter who goes by the name of Starliner Glitch, who was kind enough to give me a ride back. Several of my supporters were actually here for a meetup yesterday afternoon, and he was kind enough to take me back to my hotel. And then Shiloh Shiloh restaurant, they allowed me to keep my car parked here so that I wouldn't lose my spot. And then I took an Uber back where this really nice fellow from Lebanon gave me all of his political opinions in 45 minutes. But as of right now, as of this particular moment, the roads are utterly packed. There are areas that are theoretically a little bit closer. There are state parks, that sort of thing, that surround the pad. Cocoa Beach to the south, etc. And the news is reporting on it at the moment. And this is an absolute freak show right now here in Titusville. I do not believe that Cape Canaveral has ever witnessed anything like this before, simply because the last time that they had anything like this take place was in 1981 with the launch of the first space shuttle. And at that time, there just weren't as many people who could travel. And now we have people from all over the world. One of my French followers was kind enough to help me haul my equipment here into the restaurant, get set up, etc. Really nice gentleman. Yeah, they were prepared for this. And
Okay,
It's
with
crazy.
any luck, there should not be a hot mic anymore.
Okay. Hello. Once again, happy to answer any questions. I'm kind of, let's see. Does Elon know me? No, I don't. He answered me on Twitter. I asked him a question. He answered me there. I'm pretty sure Tori Bruno knows me, based on what I've heard from some of his employees. But I don't think Elon really knows me that well. I'm not really big enough to be on his radar. Thank you so much. A very generous super chat just came popping in just to emphasize that's the only this can happen is because of this board. Thank you so much. All right, yeah, feel free to chime in, guys.
So, yes, thank you, Magmas, for the super chat. Just so you know, if you do a tip or a super chat on the TSN channel, it will actually pop up with a text-to-speech on the stream. We can't hook that up on both channels, so we just have that over on the TSN. So, firstly, I want to say welcome, Antonin, because I know you've been here for a couple of minutes now, but I've just clocked you coming in. I had to go and get some headphones because I realized that I was the culprit causing the echo. So,
Not me.
yes. Unfortunately, my studio monitors are broken.
3 engines that they
so
closed.
I had a choice. I had these
Lowering
wired,
the pressure in the tank.
white label headphones.
Again,
or
the
my
valves on the 3 engines that were
Razer
closed.
Kitty Edition
They are now
headphones with
opening them up.
cameras.
They didn't see.
I chose these.
They didn't see the bleed that they were looking for on engine number 3.
This is where everybody starts saying, "No, get the cat ears, get the big cat ears."
I'm just seeing if there's any more questions in chat that we can do. Apparently, there was a boat in exclusion zone, but I'm not seeing that at all now. If you do have any questions, fire them in chat, and we will try and answer them for you.
No, that's quite all. That's the switch and also do for viewers, what to do. Thank you for the clarification.
Okay.
The launch once again is still scheduled for 8:33 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If that was the question.
Okay, so 30 minutes ago, NASA tweeted that there was the liquid hydrogen replenish is closed, and now there are troubleshooting a bleed on engine number 3. Teams are working to increase pressures in the bleed on engine 3 to continue conditioning the 4 RS-25 engines. So there may be a delay, but it is still working towards it.
Okay, so they're working on some issues
to get
one of the RS-25s.
the core stage into a stable
But
configuration
we aren't
with regards
keeping
to
up
the
on it
liquid
just
hydrogen
yet.
tank.
Yeah.
538,000 gallon liquid hydrogen tank.
Just to clarify, we are still ordering 33 minutes.
Okay. Oh, apparently there is a crack on the interstage, so this could be an issue. Which may have a crack.
A crack on what?
Apparently there's a crack on the SLS intertank connecting the liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen tanks. It's all speculation just now.
That case, I can't imagine them being able to fix that.
I think we'll wait until we get official word from NASA. There's nothing. It's all speculation on Twitter at the moment.
To answer the question, there will be coverage of the return of the Orion capsule. Matter of fact, tracking
Okay, so there's a question here from Kazuki. What's the actual mission objective for the launch? Proof of concept? A bit of both. I mean, they are testing all the systems, including the ground systems, but there is some scientific experiments and equipment on Orion as it orbits the moon. But generally, yes, the mission is to prove the technology, prove the rocket, and all the ground equipment that is there also. So, great question from Kazuki. And on Angry's channel, Matt Barber, if they are cracked, it could be weeks of a delay. Possibly, but again, that's all speculation on Twitter just now, so we don't know what exactly is the problem. From a speculation point of view, if there is a crack on the vehicle, then that will have to go back to the VAB. But again, we need to wait and find out what NASA and their engineers say. It might be just speculation, or if it is, they might be able to work around it. So we'll wait and see. Of course, and Matt Barber has also pointed out that there is CubeSats. There is 10 CubeSats on SLS to launch. So there is independent missions going once it's launched into translunar injection. That there is extra CubeSats to be released. Okay, and again, we're getting beautiful views as dawn breaks there, and beautiful views of SLS as it's venting. It seems to me at this moment that they're still going for what they need to do. They might be monitoring things and checking things out, but okay, David Larson's added, what do they do? Run out of white paint? No, it's supposed to look like that. It's orange foam, it's thermal insulation, and it is different colors because it kind of, the lighter orange is newer, where they've sealed up separate tanks. But yeah, it's supposed to look like that. And yes, Scott, the early shuttles were all white, or the external engines, the external tanks were, yeah. Smoke coming out is just venting, liquid oxygen, more likely. Okay, we're trying to get Angry back. It'll be a few moments, just some technical issues, but we are getting there. We'll get Angry back as soon as we can. Okay, and are we expecting Rich back at any point? Okay, so we're hoping that Rich will be back shortly, and Angry, but if not, then you have me. So if you've got any questions, please put them into chat, and we will try and get them as much as we can.
Quick update. The launch director has asked the liquid hydrogen team to come up with next steps and a plan on what to do. We should have that momentarily.
We are getting some amazing views
Again,
here.
they've been working an issue with engine bleed in engine number 3 on the liquid hydrogen side. A number of troubleshooting steps proved unable to get it going.
No.
The next step is in work. We'll have that for you as soon as they inform the launch director of what that is.
That's fine. I doubt we'll get it. I doubt we'll get it anyway, to be honest. All right, it's going off.
Meanwhile, the rest of the launch team continues to work forward and press forward with configuring this vehicle. But clearly, the focus is
right now, which
on the liquid hydrogen side at the moment.
Because that isn't glorious coming up right to the right of the rocket, almost directly over the new launch tower for Starship. See whether or not I can get a photograph of that, because it looks lovely. Can everybody hear me okay, by the way? Good. God, that's bright.
Yeah, some beautiful views coming out this morning. Absolutely.
That is one thing, unfortunately, we're missing by not having a feed is sunrise. Sunrise with SLS, that's an unfortunate detail. But like I say, if we can't get it, we can't get it. Oh man, that looks great. That's stunning.
There is a question there from Dwayne saying, are the SRBs different from the shuttle ones? I believe they are the same ones, but they're slightly bigger. Are they? These are 5 elements tall, and the shuttles were 4. Is that right?
Yes, 5 segments, and also larger in terms of the amount of thrust they produce at any given moment. So it's an increased amount of thrust, and also more fuel, essentially.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead. I mean, I'm not going to do it, but I'm just interested. I'm going to go ahead and try to pull this up again just because I would really love to see what this looks like. God, it's blinding, the sun coming into that. It is just astonishing. But that is quite amazing to say the least. Hold on, I'm going to change the perspective. Just out of interest, I don't know if it'd be worth it to just try to take a look at this for 1 minute. If we could feed it for just a second, because it is amazing. For just 1 second.
Okay, well then we'll put up. We're just trying to get Angry's feed in so we can have a look at what he's doing.
That is quite stunning. Hey, thank you for coming by. Just had some help show up this perspective. I'm just going to send this over to you and see what happens. See if there's any way, producer, that we can. It's just sent it just to have a look. It probably won't work, but it's worth looking at even for just a moment if it can be fed. That's fine. If it doesn't work,
Just trying to get the
doesn't
stream
work.
over.
Isn't that pretty?
Oh wow, it's a beautiful
it's
view.
just a glorious sunrise here in Titusville. Unbelievable. Just unbelievable how gorgeous that's looking today. I mean, you couldn't ask for a more perfect day, to be honest. You could not ask for a more perfect day to be launching this rocket. It is just overwhelming. As the sun comes up, the weather could not be more beautiful. So regardless of, I'm glad you guys like the shot. Thank you very much. Really do appreciate that. Once again, don't know how many of you guys are watching right now, but I appreciate you tuning in. Thank you very much for your support. As always, please like, please subscribe. And any support, of course, is always deeply appreciated. You guys have been the best, definitely. Let's see. Why not? Starship into the. I'm sorry, I couldn't quite see on the full screen. Maybe I can. The lunar surface has a yard dart. That's funny. I couldn't quite read that, but in any event, yeah. Thank you very much. We just had something come popping in. 2 pounds. Definitely, it came in from the total space side. Regardless of where it came from, we are all grateful.
Apologies for leaving. I should be back quite soon.
Support, or if it's coming in for support for my channel, we are all grateful regardless. 169 people watching, a 57% chance of a scrub, somebody just said. Maybe so. Wow, that's just gorgeous. Gorgeous view across the river this morning. SLS being on the far left. However, the sun is rising just overhead and slightly to the right of the Starship launch towers. So that's something to keep in mind. Is you've got as you're looking at this. Starship is launching very close by to where SLS launches from. 85% scrub. Yeah, once again, I wouldn't be surprised if they're experiencing these issues already. I mean, I don't know how you miss a crack in an engine. Uh, with all the time they've had to examine this thing, but who knows? Who knows? I guess I'm just to keep in mind, I am here at a restaurant. Oh, thank you so much, Anson. You are the best. Thank you so much for the ongoing support that I received from you folks. Oh, £5 just popping in. Thank you, Ian. Really do appreciate this. Like I say, I know we've been having continuous technical problems. Deeply, deeply apologize for that. But nevertheless, we definitely have. And as you can see, we have some passersby. Fortunately, for the most part, things are being kept clear here for our benefit. So that's a good thing indeed. Once again, happy to take questions. Yeah, I mean the weather. Yeah. Unfortunately, these people have just as much right to be here as I do. I'm here at a restaurant, so it is loud. It is chaotic, and that's just it. See some clouds forming off the coast. Yeah, as you can see, there appears to be the sun is directly behind. Boy, that's quite an image there. Actually, it looks like something almost alive. Actually, there's this big thunderhead that's formed just off the coast. Obviously, some sort of weather system developing out over the Atlantic. I don't see how it would present any sort of problem, any sort of issue for the launch, but nevertheless, yeah. Pretty cool indeed. But yeah, once again, looks like we may be running into some issues, unfortunately, with Starship already. Yeah, it is strange looking, isn't it? It's definitely bizarre. There's no question about it. So, in any event, um, not quite certain about that situation. Not really positive what and once again, I'd ask for some clarification from others. What happened earlier was a hydrogen line that was leaking, and they apparently fixed that particular issue. The lines expand more slowly as they feed the fuel in slowly at first. They have to wait for the lines to properly expand before they start feeding it in at full speed. They did not take that proper precaution, and so that's why we had the initial hydrogen leak. This crack is completely unrelated. Thank you so much for the 10 pounds, by the way. Support money over the air. Thank you very much. Can't wait to see the sunglasses. In fact, we had, but we are very close to getting those shipped out to you. I'm finalizing a lot of the orders right now. As a matter of fact, all of it would have been finalized by now if I wasn't covering this launch. Wow, it's bright out there. Let me tell you something. I could use some sunglasses right now because, dear Lord Almighty, it is that sun in. Wow, just amazing stuff. Once again, happy to take questions. We have more than one person online with us. We have the folks from Tones, so more than happy. Looks like we have some feed issues of some kind. Okay, send an email, and we will prioritize your sunglasses order. So if you are waiting on it, and once again, like I said, I knew if we handled this in-house, it would be a pain. I knew it would be problematic to handle this in-house. So I apologize, but in any event, we will prioritize things once they're ready. So, and it's getting close indeed. once again, deeply appreciate the support that's coming in. Once again.
Yeah, okay, so we're just trying to get Angry's stream sorted out. Again, we don't have any official update from NASA about any rumored cracks or anything like that. So we're just they still seem to be going for launch at the moment. So until we get actual word from them, then we'll keep on with the stream. Again, if you have any questions, pop them in chat, and we will try and answer them as best as we can. Okay, so we got a message about with an aurora alert, and does that affect space launches? It can do, but they are aware of different levels of corona mass injections, so they will keep an eye
Hello
on
again.
that. And
Once again, it's easier to
above
handle this.
recommended levels, then they will stop. But I'm sure they've had their eyes on this for a number of days now.
So I may actually face away at this point.
Okay, we're trying to get Angry back on audio. Kazuki's put, hope Angry has some sunscreen. Florida sun be angry. Well, I'm sure it is. Okay, just bear with us, folks. We are trying to get Angry's audio back, if possible. We are seeing the clock is still counting at Florida there, so we'll just bring that in a second. It is still counting down. And as you can see, it does say that we're just 42 minutes away from launch. So I believe there is a 30-minute planned hold at T minus 10 minutes. So if things are going to plan and the clock is still counting, it may hold at 10 minutes. So we will just keep our eyes on that. Tatiana, hello. What's the last status? Well, the last thing we heard officially was that the NASA engineers were looking at an issue with engine 3. There is also some speculation about a crack at the interstage, but again, that's speculation right now. We've not heard anything official, and the clock is still counting down. So I'm happy to believe that everything is going as planned until we're told otherwise. But in the meantime, we are still getting amazing views from NASA. Okay, an additional host coming on. Okay, we're just hearing in the back channel that Angry's connection has dropped off. So it's obviously very busy there in Titusville, and the cellular network is obviously struggling. So we'll hopefully get Angry back at some point, but for the meantime, he's enjoying the views with his own eyes. So. Okay, we're still waiting. We are working to get Angry back on. Okay, we are still waiting for extra host and for Jordan to come back to us, Angie Ashnot. Peg Allen says, hello from England. What an exciting day. I hope things all go as planned. Well, it wouldn't be a NASA launch without issues. So, hello, Peg, from all of us here. And yeah, we will keep our fingers and toes crossed and everything. The clock is still counting down. So, okay, so Angry is trying to get back on a different connection. Yeah, there is comments that they are expensive, and if NASA were determined to launch, they want to do this right. There's too many eyes on this to take risks, and obviously too much taxpayers' money. So they've learned lessons in the past by cutting corners. So if they have to scrub, they will. Okay, Angry is just trying to get a new connection. A lot of these things can't be planned or rehearsed for. We have tried to get the best connections as possible, but you can't really tell until things start running how well they're going to perform. So we are doing the best we can. Shout out to Civilian Space, one of our own hosts here. Jack is trying to hop in comms, but there is a few. He's at school at the moment, so Kazuki said, "What are the black squares of paint around the side boosters? They are optical." Oh, Sorry, Angry's talking to now. Yeah, so for Kaziki, the black squares paint, as you can see on screen right now, they are for optical tracking so that they can keep an eye on how the vehicle is moving, and also the ground support equipment. Some of it has black and white squares in it as well for tracking things. See how they move, see how they flex, and keeping an eye on things. Okay, for those on Angry Astronaut, you're probably hearing Jordan trying to connect. Angry is doing his best to get a connection, and that will allow Total Space to actually hear Angry as well. So we are trying to get all this working for you. Okay, so there's a good question here for me. Is there any NASA involvement with Skyraura or Orbex? Not that I'm familiar with at the moment. I think they are just trying to develop and improve their systems at the moment for the UK Space Agency. In the future, possibly, especially when it comes to launching polar orbits from Scotland. They may try, weather tracking satellites, stuff like that. Will be easy to be launched from Scotland. So at the moment, not that I'm aware of, it doesn't mean that they haven't signed anything, but at the moment, it's just building and improving their technologies at the moment. So thanks for the question there. Okay, so Civilian Space put a comment on Total Space stream. Did you know this rocket has 0 tie downs or explosive bolts? It just sits there. I'm not sure about that. I assume you're right. Okay, again in chat. Okay, and Kaziki says that there are engine chill issues on engine 3. Okay, well, that was highlighted by NASA earlier, and they are working on it, but we'll have to wait and see. We'll get confirmation from NASA themselves. Okay, so it looks like the engine. Okay, it looks like the engine bleed test has been resolved. So maybe we'll just have to wait and see. The clock is still counting down, so until we're told otherwise.
Hello?
And Jordan, do we have you back?
Excellent. Once again, this has been an exercise in frustration. It's all because of internet. I'm sorry, what?
We can hear you now.
Thank you. I understand everybody being frustrated with this. This is entirely because of internet. The internet the internet connections from just about everybody around here is being absolutely hammered. So it is a bit challenging for everybody to try to get access. But nevertheless, here I am again, and at least we're able to see the rocket, which is a good thing. So I'm gonna take that for what it's worth. It's definitely a good thing. So once again, let's go ahead and start fielding some questions. Let's see here. We are continuing to have some issues, but hopefully, once again, Starlink would be useful if I, just like I said, when I realized I was coming out here and I realized internet was going to be a problem, the amount of time it would have taken to get Starlink delivered, not very realistic. It just wasn't really possible. So in any event, looks like we have some folks from other places who have some good connections. Right now, I'm hooked into these folks' private internet connection, their business internet connection, which hopefully is going to provide some better ongoing coverage. Even though the camera, that the view that I'm currently seeing is something that you guys can't see, sadly. But in any event, still keeping let's keep the questions coming, please. Let's keep this happening. Looks like we have stuff happening at the moment. That's great. Looks like we still have venting off the ship. It appears that they're still making progress. They're at least attempting to move forward with this. Who knows? This may end up just being the third attempt at a at a wet rehearsal, which is what they needed from the beginning, for God's sake. But nevertheless, that may be what they're messing with right now. Once again, my thanks to Mr. Producer. Oh, and thank you so much, guys. With all the problems we've been having, any super chats I get, you guys are absolutely amazing. Have you chosen? Witch Chic. Oh my God! You know something? I'm not going to make that decision. I'm not going to make that decision until I've lost the bet. I don't think I'm going to lose the bet. By the way, the helicopter passing overhead. Anything that can possibly provide people with tourist views of what's going on. They're going to be looking for opportunities to take advantage of that. Anyway, what are you gonna do?
You want to introduce yourself, Joey?
Hey, everybody. It's Astro Roadie jumping in here.
Hello, Joey.
How is everyone? Can you hear me?
Hey, Joey, good.
It's been difficult, but mostly because of internet issues. More than anything else. We've tried three different options here to try to get a decent connection. The third one seems to have worked. So thank God for that. As we have quite frustrating time, to say the least. Trying to get up and running. Here we are. And I think NASA has had their share of frustrating going on as well. Excuse me, ma'am. They serving drinks yet? I just noticed you had something. What do they have? Just lemonade and stuff. Oh, really?
In a souvenir glass?
Yeah. I would like a mimosa that definitely does not have alcohol. All right. Definitely does not have alcohol. All right. So in any event, 207 people watching. Please subscribe once again. I am so grateful to you guys for hanging in there through insane amounts of technical problems we've been having. Once again, this has nothing to do with our hardworking producer. It has everything to do with the garbage internet connections that I've had out here. But fortunately, I had many options to choose from, and finally, one of the damn things worked. So here we are, as far as that's concerned. Yeah, you serving drinks yet? I definitely need one. Fortunately, I've got some fellow viewers here, some supporters who are kind enough to join me, and one of them just went off to get me a mimosa that, for YouTube purposes, definitely does not contain alcohol. All right, let's move on. Let's see. They decided to launch. Everything's going okay. After all the years of delays, they decided to rush. Yeah, I mean, I don't think rushing this. Well, here's a number of problems that they're currently facing. Okay, if they don't launch today, there could be weather problems on their remaining launch windows. The remaining days, Florida's weather is unpredictable, so they could have a breakdown in that process. If they do have a breakdown in it, then then the SLS is going back to the VAB, and most probably they're going to have to unstack the damn solid rocket boosters, and then it's going to be a colossal delay. So there are some very, very strong reasons to push as hard as they can to make this go today, but at the same time, yeah, definitely not the case. Yeah, I've had my share of coffee this morning, given the amount of stress I've gone through this morning, which once again has nothing to do with our producer. He does a great job. It's all about the internet. Yeah, I'll definitely take advantage of that later on. The launch window, has it been pushed beyond 8:33 a.m. Eastern Standard Time? Can anybody comment on that? "30 minutes later." So at this point, the launch time appears to be at 9:03 a.m. So theoretically, we are at T minus 1 minute and 20, or rather 1 hour and 24 minutes is the current situation. So we'll see. We'll see if that is indeed what happens. Okay, 307 people watching now. Wow, now that we have our technical issues resolved, you guys are tuning in force. Thank you so much. I could not be more grateful. We have a crow. No, I think it's actually a mynah bird or something sitting over there making a lot of racket. Doesn't seem to like us being there. So we'll see if that is indeed the case. Yeah, NASA spaceflight, they have it frozen. We definitely do have a delay. There's no question about that, especially given the fact that the rocket was supposed to take off 43 minutes from now. So since that hasn't happened, obviously we have a delay, but they are delays that they are currently working on. So 317. When is Artemis 2? That will be taking place in 2024. In my opinion, if all goes well with this one, I think first quarter 2024. I've had an opportunity to talk to some people who have been personally involved in the construction of Artemis 2 out in Mississippi and or in Louisiana rather, at the assembly building there, and they are confident that the core is going to be ready soon. So I do believe that if things go well with this, which is a big if, by the way, then I think we're going to be looking at first quarter 2024. So a year and a half is what I'm thinking for Artemis 2. Thank you so much for your support. Oh boy, you guys are absolutely fantastic. And once again, just to remind everybody, this is running simultaneously on 2 channels on Total Space Network, as well as the Angry Astronaut. Please give your support to Total Space Network as well. Thank you for the kind compliments. Like I say, I've got the best viewers on YouTube. You guys are utterly amazing. Thank you very much for all of that. Let's see. With a fake Falcon 9. Yeah, I just saw a Falcon 9 launch from a distance of 35 miles, distance of, I guess, 55 or so kilometers from my hotel parking lot a couple of nights ago. And that thing, it was amazing. It was like a torch just flying through the night sky. Really astonishing. So yeah, that was a neat thing to experience, and also lightning flashing in the clouds in the background. Holy God, that was an amazing experience to say the least. So it was released initially to my Discord supporters and such, just to say as a thank you. I may push it out to the general public here in a little while once they've had a chance to have a look at it, because it is pretty cool, I must say. And once again, thank you to my Discord supporters. Thank you to Patreon folks on both sides of the equation, not only for me, but also for Total Space. This is what keeps going. Oh, look at that, Jack. Thank you so much for becoming an angry advocate. Oh, he's been a member for 6 months. I apologize. Yeah, I recognized your name. I thought you were re-upping your membership. I apologize. But the fact that you are an angry advocate, thank you for joining. Picture of margaritas if the launch goes well. That sounds like a hell of an idea. Or maybe some whiskey. We'll see how things go. A few shots. Ugly in appearance. Too frivolous a thing. You know something? I don't think SLS is ugly. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful rocket. I mean, I don't like it because it's fully expendable. There are many things I don't like about it, but I do think it's pretty. I think I think it's a neat looking rocket, and I think Orion is a fantastic ship. By the way, incidentally, I had an opportunity to speak to some of the designers of Orion last night. People who were involved in the engineering of Orion. There were two of them that won a free trip out here to watch the launch, and that was neat to talk to them. So yeah, I don't really have a problem with Orion. Hi Q, thank you so much for the £5. You guys are indeed amazing. Here, the marshmallows, got the beer. All right, we're ready to go. If it explodes, yes. I'll tell you, if it explodes, it's going to be a frightening thing to behold. Crazy loud, and entirely possible that it could throw debris this far. But I think NASA's are so careful. They're the anti-SpaceX when it comes to caution. So I do believe we're going to be okay in that regard. I think we'll be all right. Once again, please like, please subscribe, and also support Total Space. Okay, I've been talking everybody's ear off. Guys, what else do you want to contribute? Please, my other co-host. I'm sorry, I get to going.
That's all right. So I'm back again now. It's good to see that the connection over with you is much better now, Angry.
Yes, a private internet connection over this business, actually. Thank you so much for cheers. Once again, that my mimosa, that for YouTube purposes definitely does not contain alcohol. So in any event, absolutely 100% does not contain alcohol. All right. So we'll go ahead and move on. I learned that lesson from Top Gear, by the way. They're always very clear on that one. Or Drive Tribe, for any of you who watch Richard Hammond and James May on Drive Tribe. They do little events every now and then, and they're always very, very sure to mention that. So, just so nobody misunderstands. I'm sorry, please continue commentary.
So, yes, what did I miss whilst I was away?
A lot of technical problems.
Yeah.
All caused by my internet.
That just shows you how popular it is over there right now. Rich, we have had some speculation that there was a crack in the interstage, but that seems to have been ruled out now. There was an issue with the third RS-25 engine, but that
once again, I
resolved.
can't hear much of anybody else very well. Not sure if it's mine. Oh, wow, Jack, thank you so much for the generous support. My God, you guys are indeed the best. I happened to get by you there to sell. Oh, thank you. Oh, and another super chat comes flying in. Wow, you guys are amazing. I don't know what else to say. I mean, none of this would be possible I wouldn't be here. There's no way I could possibly accomplish any of this without you guys' support. So yeah, it's something else. Let me go ahead. If the audio's a little soft, I'm going to move my Yeti just a bit closer to me. We do have background noise. Okay. Okay. It's Dave, which please forgive. Right. That's what I thought. Just wanted to be sure. Yep. User volume. Boom. Oh, I just maxed out your volume there.
Thanks, Angry. Do you hear me better now?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly now.
So I was just updating Richard to say that we had some speculation that there was a crack in the interstage, but that looks like it's been ruled out. And there was also some pressure issues with the third RS-25 engine, but that may have already been resolved as well. So at the moment, it's been pushed back until 9:03 a.m. Eastern Time, by the looks of it.
If that is indeed the case, that means we are 1 hour and 14 minutes away from launch. I can't even begin to describe the emotions I'm feeling right now. If they're resolving these problems, if they're resolving these issues and this thing actually goes, wow, I can't even begin to describe how much that's going to mean to all of us, I think, obviously. I was born 3 months prior to Neil Armstrong taking his first steps on the moon. So I've been obviously waiting for this all my life, as most of us, I think, have. I'm sorry, guys. Please continue. I got a big mouth.
No, that's fine.
Please continue.
I think that's it, Rich.
My apologies.
Oh, there's another on Angry's channel. There's
yes, indeed.
I got your name. Hi from the Scottish Highlands. So hello again from the Scottish Highlands. Back to you.
Yes,
and one of the most beautiful places on the planet.
I'm
sorry.
Quite
Go ahead.
Highlands here. I'm like pretty close to the Highlands, but I think I'm only like a few miles from the border of the Highlands.
You're one of us, Richard. You're always one of us.
We got lots of people. Well, I won't call you Scots because one of you may be British living in Scotland. English rather, living in Scotland. You
Welsh.
guys are all Welsh living in Scotland. Okay. You know what? You're all Celts. When it comes down, the Welsh, the Irish, the Scots, you're all Celts, as far in my book.
And we're all friends here, so.
Mm-hmm. All right. British Columbia checking in early. That is fantastic. Let's see. The NASA website showed successful.
About an engine issue?
Yes, but it appears to have been resolved.
Oh, okay.
Are you a Blue Origin employee?
Yeah.
Well, let me offer my sincere apologies, sir, because I'm a YouTuber that puts out lots of highly critical stuff about you guys.
I don't know.
But in any event, let's put it this way. I really want your BE4 engines to work.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I have a bet right now with SpaceX fanboys. And if Starship goes to orbit before Vulcan can deploy Peregrine, I have to get a SpaceX fanboy tattoo. And not in a pleasant place. So So I'm pulling for BE4 right now.
What are you watching everything on now?
We have a big multiple camera stream thing. I've got people joining me from Scotland. So we have a Blue Origin employees joined us here and has kindly not strangled me yet. It's all about Jeff Bezos. He's an easy guy to criticize. That's all it is.
Want to see rockets launch?
But it's like I say, I'm pulling for you. I want you to go to once you go to orbit, I will be your biggest fan in the world.
We'll be there.
Mm-hmm. And I believe that. I do indeed believe that, actually. Making friends with Blue Origin. I'll bet you guys never thought that I would be able to do that. But here I am doing my best. I'm meeting people from all over, by the way. I met a project manager for SLS. She immediately recognized me. And let's put it this way, she was not happy to see me. She knows what floor I'm on in my hotel too. She knows where I'm currently staying. So I'm kind of keeping my eyes open for assassins. So yeah, we'll see how things go. The angry diplomatic astronaut. Well, let me tell you something. This guy's in way better shape than I am, and could easily pound my head in. So yeah, I'm being diplomatic. All right. I'm sorry once again. Feel free to jump in, guys. You know me, Mr. Big Mouth.
So yeah, I see we have Astro Rody here with us as well now, and oh, hold on, yeah, we do have Astro Rody with us this morning with a damn huge mug of coffee, a man of fine taste, I see.
I'm sorry, is that I can't hear you very well because some knucklehead has decided to hover their news camera right over us at the moment. Their news chopper, rather. This thing is hovering and making an insane racket, so I can't hear you guys very well at all.
Throw a muffin at it.
Lisa Batten has said that we have the Sutherland Spaceport here. In fact, Dave there from Spaceflight Scotland has a couple of videos on his channel on the Sutherland Spaceport, actually.
Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, also, so if you ever do want to go to Sutherland Spaceport and visit in person, Dave has some great information on what you can do whilst you're there, other things that are around you. So I would highly recommend checking that out.
Sign me up. I'm on my way there anyway. So I will definitely want to be one of those people. Yeah, it is indeed lovely. It's once again, it's not ours, it's NASA's live stream. My camera, unfortunately, was consuming too much internet bandwidth off of the very limited amount that we have. So we had no choice but to go to NASA's, but still NASA's doing a lovely job. So I can't complain. Looks good. And you know something, from my perspective, it wouldn't matter anyway because the sun is so damn bright that I wouldn't be able to see the rocket anyway. I'm going to go ahead and take a shot of it though with my cell phone real quick. Just because it's even from this distance, it actually looks pretty good. Let's see here. Just getting, there we go. There we are. There it is. Let's see if we can get it just a bit bigger. Oh, that looks good. Yeah, it's a bit hazy because of the sun, but yeah. And sorry, guys. Had to take a few shots of that. Oh, thank you so much. Another fantastic super chat coming in. Always happy to bring you guys the best coverage that we possibly can under the circumstances that we're faced with. Thank you again. Just wonderful. Aerogel. So yeah, delighted to be talking to all of you, and we have several co-hosts on here, all of whom are very well informed and educated about spaceflight too. So feel free to direct your questions to any of these people. You have Spaceflight Scotland. He specializes in Scottish spaceflight, Skyrora, Orbex, etc. We have Rich from Total Space, and we have Astro Rody. So feel free, if you want to go ahead and say, hey, ask a question directly to any of these people, feel free to do so. Two of them are the folks in the UK, very knowledgeable about UK spaceflight. Launchpad a little small. Well, that's ML1, which was never designed for SLS in the first place. It was designed for a much smaller rocket. One of the many problems SLS has.
So how far out are we now? You said earlier maybe about an hour and 20 minutes or so. So maybe what, like an hour and 10 now?
Let's see, what time were we scheduled to hear? 1 hour and 4
Yeah.
minutes. Wow, we are getting close. I can't believe. So, is NASA actually still counting down, or are they still on a hold?
So they're on a
Planned
plan
30-minute hold.
now.
Wow,
Planned hold.
that's good. This is looking more optimistic all the time. Who knows? This might actually work out. SLS self-sealing. Yeah, that'd be nice. Something self-sealing fuel tanks. Landing pad problems. We cancel the program. Yeah. ML1 is the most horrible cobbled together piece of garbage that NASA has ever put together. And that's not according to me. That's according to NASA's Inspector General's office. They think it's a horribly cobbled together piece of garbage. So, and that's led to a lot of the problems, especially the hydrogen leaks, that sort of thing, because SLS, the rocket itself, has been solid since the green run. I see no reason why the rocket should have any further issues. I think any problems that come up, and of course I'm biased, but any problems that come up now are going to be ML1 related. What did the rest of you guys think about that?
I think most of the problems that they have had have been, ground system orientated, apart from that hydrogen leak originally. But I think you're right. It could be ground equipment and launcher issues.
Yeah, it seems likely to me as well. I just think I don't know. I was very impressed. I guess I'm biased because, having personally saw the green run, what they did there was so impressive to me. It just made me think this rocket's ready. I mean, I thought that this was well over a year ago. I was thinking this rocket is ready to go, but that doesn't mean the mobile launch platform is. How about everybody else? What do you guys think? Launch platform or rocket problems?
I'd probably say more actually the support equipment, to be honest, because a lot of the problems that we have seen reported is all problems with the actual support stage, or as Elon would refer to it, stage 0. You know.
Can you give us some examples?
So there was an issue with one of the valves on what was it? One of the valves on the
Was it on Orion?
No, it was in the ground support infrastructure itself. So it wasn't on the rocket
gotcha.
at all. It was
Gotcha,
the ground
okay.
support structure for it, or like I said, as
Right.
Elon would refer to it, stage 0. So
Right.
because there's a lot of support infrastructure, piping, plumbing that is providing that support to the rocket before it takes off anyway. So with the lines in for feeding the fuel, the lines in, locks, all that, that's all being pumped in. And in case of the hydrogen, it has to be pumped in almost continuously, because obviously with hydrogen there's going to be bleed off no matter how tight a seal you make around it. It's the lightest element.
Gotcha. Love to see Vulcan Centaur launch and the BE-4 engines be safe for reuse. That is the plan, and they are making very good progress with smart reuse. Actually, I've had an opportunity to see some of the work they've been doing with smart reuse in person. Actually, I can't really elaborate as to how. All I can say is that I've seen it. It's very cool. They're working on that very hard. Reusability is a big priority for ULA and Vulcan at the moment, which is one of the reasons why I like the rocket and one of the reasons why I made the bet that I did. How do the rest of you guys feel about Vulcan Centaur?
Vulcan, Well, I was quite excited a while back when Tori put that screenshot up of the actual flight-ready BE4s arriving over there. That was fantastic to see, and yeah, no, I'm actually expecting great things from ULA in terms of footage, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm hoping it all goes well and that there's going to be no issues whatsoever. But only time will tell, won't it, Angry?
Yeah. And their first launch is astrobotic. It's not some dummy payload. They're sending a very important mission on their first launch. They just showed the fairing for first flight. So, and I know the people at Astrobotic quite well. They're lovely people. They really are very informative, really give me a lot of inside info and such, and just great people. And I hope that everything goes well for them because Peregrine means a lot to them. And they chose ULA because of their history of reliability. Although Falcon Heavy has been chosen for one of their later missions, they chose ULA because of reliability.
Mr. Producer, would you like to link Spaceflight Scotland and Total Space? Ah, I see. Yep, no problem. I can do that. I can do that, not a problem. So, John Siepler, I'm going to be posting over there now. Bear with me.
All right. Like I say, keep the questions and comments coming. I know we have a lot of people watching. Really appreciate that. Definitely have some cool views of SLS, especially with the sun in the background, looking gorgeous, really. Once again, I've been highly critical of this rocket for a very long time. But this is indeed good for launch. There is definitely a possible scrub. There always is. But right now, the word is all the issues that they've had up to this point have been resolved. And we're looking at a launch in less than 1 hour. So we are on the cusp. This could happen. And if it does, it will be almost unprecedented. The first launch of the space shuttle was delayed. I remember that very well as a kid. And it was delayed to the following day, actually. It went very quickly after the first failure. But of course, that's an orbital launch, which is different than going to the moon. So, if they do indeed go today, it would be largely unprecedented. Okay, I mentioned in a video that ULA had a great plan, to refuel rockets. Yes, the Centaur, their whole plan is based on using Centaur 5 and then a fuel depot to refuel. They've been wanting to do that for many, many years, actually. The only reason that they didn't is because Congress wanted SLS, and orbital refueling would eliminate the need for SLS. But ULA has wanted that for a very, very long time. So, it's disappointing that they got shut down by the government. But right now, they're back on track to accomplish just that. So, yeah, neat stuff. Neat stuff indeed. We need the lander from SpaceX. Yes, indeed we do. That's a big thing. Once again, in one of my recent videos, I commented that I think that it is unlikely that we will have lunar starship ready by the time Artemis 3 rolls around. Now, that, of course, assumes that everything goes well with Artemis 1. But nevertheless, if they fail, or if Artemis 1 succeeds, I think we're going to have a hard time getting a human-rated lunar starship in time. Thank you so much for the support. Super sticker just came popping in. Thank you so much. $3 once again.
Good morning. Good morning. Yeah. What is the status right now?
What's that?
It's still at 8:30.
No, probably about 9:05.
9:05.
Yeah,
Because we have to catch a flight.
yeah,
We come all the way from Houston.
yeah. It's the nature of rocket launches. I'm live with a whole bunch of people around the world who are looking
I see that.
to watch as well. So neat stuff going on at the moment.
9:05, right?
Or so.
Keep the fingers crossed.
So for all
Yeah.
the people on Angry's channel there, I have
Thank you.
linked both
Yeah.
Total Space and Spaceflight Scotland in the chat. If you guys want to go and check out and sub the channels of myself and Dave here.
And I very much encourage that. Please support. These guys have been around longer than I have. Especially Total Space been around longer than me. I would not be have the channel I have now without them. So head on over, subscribe. They do very good work. We just had a super chat come over say, "What's the anomaly today?" I'm hoping no anomaly. I'm praying for no anomaly. We'll see what happens though. Anything could happen. Anything could happen. Oh, something just came up. Victor, thank you so much, Victor, for becoming an angry advocate. By the way, anybody who wants to, just hit that join button. I provide early release videos and exclusive content to angry advocates. And also merch discounts as well. So for those of you who want to become angry advocates, please go ahead and hit that join button or join on Patreon. Either way works perfectly.
Looking now.
Once again, we never know these things. There's some storms developing to the south, but nothing that appears to be problematic. Checking to see if we do indeed have problems here. Looking to see if there's any.
Yeah.
Should be good now. There we go.
We will see what ends up happening here. Scrub. Let's hope that, like I say, we don't need scrub today. It impacts everything if there's a scrub today. It has a negative impact on everything if we scrub. It impacts SpaceX. It impacts everybody if we have a scrub, and that's the last thing that we need. So. Please have a summary of what has happened thus far. Okay, for those of you who are just joining, let me go ahead and give you a quick review. Hours ago, when I first showed up in about 2:33 in the morning Eastern Standard Time, a hydrogen leak was detected on 2 different occasions during the fueling process. It appeared that might scrub the whole damn thing right off the bat. However, it was later determined. It's interesting to see that we have such a lack of knowledge when it comes to our equipment. They didn't wait for the fuel lines to properly expand. in order to be able to fuel properly, which is what was causing the leak. So they did it properly the next time around, and there were no further leaks. Since that time, there's apparently some sort of crack in one of the either that there was some sort of issue with one of the engines. That appears to be resolved. However, as of right now, there may still be some issues. Do we have any updates?
The current issue is the engine showdown at number 3. That's all. It's a 40-minute hold. It's still being extended, but engine showdown at number 3 is not working properly.
Engine chill down on engine number 3 appears to be less than nominal. So that is what is causing the current problem. That doesn't mean that it's game over. It just means that it's another issue. We have, just to be clear, the official launch window does not start for another 20 minutes. So even if things were going perfectly, the rocket would not launch for another 20 minutes. So they have time to resolve these issues. Now, once again, what the crack, the resolution of the crack, I believe that was more of something was detected rather than confirmed. And once it was investigated further, they determined that it didn't actually exist. That is my understanding of the situation. Not that there was a crack that somehow they fixed. Crack kills. Yeah. Let's get the crack jokes coming, guys. We got, and once again, so it's my big mouth. That's the problem. I talk over.
Not at all, Jordan. Okay, so there was allegedly there was a crack in the interstage, and it may have just been a crack in the foam. But again, it was all speculation. We don't know if it was an existent problem or not. But they're obviously moving ahead. So engine chill on number 3 is just the current situation.
Once again, this is rectifiable. It's a 40-minute hold. All that means is that we'd be looking at a launch at roughly 9:13 rather, Eastern Standard Time. Still less than an hour away. It's still within the launch window. It still is within the realm of possibility to get this beast off the ground. Thank you so much. Whoa, 20 pounds just came flying in. Thank you so much for your support. Because this is what allows me to get down here and do these sorts of things. We're going to place bets. I've already placed my bet. So any other bets will not be placed by me. I've already. By the way, what does everybody else think about the bet that I just placed? Do you think Vulcan's going to go first, or do you think Starship is going to have a successful orbital flight first?
Is this for that tattoo that you
awkward
tattoo
yes.
to the Blue Origin employee?
Yes, that's correct. That's correct. What does everybody think?
I would love to see Vulcan go first, but I'm not too sure it will.
That's a real good point, Dale, in Angry's chat there, mentioning that people don't realize that Saturn V also had its problems, but probably people didn't hear about it as much because we weren't all as connected back then. There wasn't really Twitter as such.
What does everybody else think about Vulcan versus Starship in terms of who gets Well, and I've bet that Vulcan will deploy Peregrine before Starship has a successful orbital flight. And by success, I mean get to orbit and at least try to land the orbiter, at least to make an attempt. That's what I defined as successful test. What does everybody else think?
I generally think that we'll probably see activity with Vulcan first. Just because those BE4 flight ready engines have been sat there for a while now. And they, as far as I'm aware, they have done integration tests. And I believe they've also done, I'm pretty sure they did a spin test too through the BE4s. I think I think we'll hear about it from out of nowhere. It will just appear out of nowhere. Oh yeah, by the way, we're launching. And yeah, I think it's definitely going to be before the first Starship launch.
I think Starship is once again. I keep repeating myself on this. I think Starship is way more complicated than folks are giving it credit for. We are lured into thinking it's about to launch because of Elon's tweets, but the reality of the matter is, it 33 engine ship in 33 engine rocket. That is an immense challenge. As a matter of fact, nobody has ever launched a 33 engine rocket successfully. The closest we came was the Soviet N1, and we know what happened to that. In spite of four attempts. When you have that many engines, anything can go wrong. And so that's why I believe I definitely think that Starship will work. I just don't think it will work as fast as we're believing. Thank you so much for the 10 quid. Boy, so many supporters from the UK. You guys are fantastic. Thank you so much. Any other opinions that you guys would like to field?
I definitely think that although you say, nobody's fired this many engines at once before, SpaceX does have a track record of also doing things that nobody thought were possible.
Yes.
So I do think that they'll get there. It's just a question of how much time it's going to take.
Right. And the problem is the dangers involved, the risks involved with this rocket are far, far greater than any of the risks that SpaceX is confronted with any other rocket. So they can't just blowing this thing up on the pad isn't an option. They do that, it's going to hold the whole project up for maybe a year while the government investigates why they just incinerated a huge area of protected natural reserves, which is what that would do. So they need to be more cautious. They need to go slower. There's just no option. My opinion, anyway. So I do need a baseball cap. The sad thing is, I've got it in my car.
Hey, Astro Roadie, what do you think of Vulcan Starship? What's your opinion? I imagine it's not too different from what I said earlier.
Astro Roadie may not be with us right now.
Yeah, I'm not hearing audio come through.
So we got lots and lots of different opinions. Most people are saying that Starship is going to go first. That's it. Not surprising. Certainly, I can understand why everybody wants that to happen. I certainly understand that, but I just think that it's so much more difficult than Vulcan. Like I say, if this was Blue Origin, then I'd have a different opinion. But ULA has been making rockets work and work very well for a long time.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to make this work. But once again, I thoroughly admit that I could be wrong. Totally believe.
Do we have rid of the audio gremlins yet?
And yes, that's true. Starship does have their engines installed. Frankly, I think they're afraid of launching them. I think they're afraid of firing them up. They did a 33 engine spin test, which wasn't even a static fire, and that's what led to that explosion. Elon admitted that he wasn't even going to try a 33 engine spin test after that. I think they have a ways to go before they do a 33 engine static fire. And then after that, you need to stack the vehicles on top of one another and make that work while they're fully fueled. That's a big challenge too. A fully fueled Starship Orbiter is 1,300 tons of oxidizer and propellant, plus the weight of the stainless steel. That's a big, heavy load that that booster needs to carry, way heavier than anything that any other booster has ever carried. So it's a challenge.
Can have a look.
If delayed for 2 hours, it means it's canceled.
Yeah, because the weather window would have been shut at that point. So
Yeah, there's no way it's delayed 2 hours. It would be scrubbed at that point. Any updates? No updates I'm hearing from over here.
So
I've got a
over
lot of
here,
people.
I've got a 9-minute-old update from NASA themselves saying launch is currently in an unplanned hold as the team works on an issue with engine number 3 on the core stage.
Right.
So this is engine number 3 not chilling as it should, as you mentioned earlier. So I believe 9 minutes ago, NASA only just put out the update on that.
That one engine seems to be causing some problems, which is disappointing because I like the RS-25s. I can't imagine why they're having problems with them. But anyway. How many? My God, 660 people tuned in. I am deeply humbled, guys. Thank you so much for joining. Please like, please subscribe. You guys are the best. You really are the best. I can't imagine that many people watching right now and checking out. Right now, once again, we are hoping against hope that these engines or that this issue can be resolved, that this problem with this one engine that we are facing at the moment is something that can be rectified. It seems to be our big barrier at the moment. If indeed this is the only issue that it has, then that seems to make a launch later on, if it has to scrub it without having to go back to the VAB, a real possibility. So it wouldn't be a disaster, but still, obviously, we want to see a launch today. And obviously, I'm going to be angry because I need to leave. In which case, I'll be covering this at best over the phone while I'm driving through southern England. That I'll be in Devon probably when this thing takes its second chance at launching. But I've had a chance to see this thing in person. I've had a chance to see a Falcon 9 launch in the dead of night. Super cool. No regrets. Even if it does get scrubbed, it's not going to disappoint me. What do the rest of you guys think? If we have a scrub from an engine chill, is that easily fixed?
Yeah, I think we've heard before that when the if for whatever reason the SLS has to be rolled back to the VAB, all the engines have to go through an inspection.
Yes.
So at that point, if it's going to be a scrub, it's going to be at least a few days before the next window.
Well, if they roll it back to the VAB, it's going to be a long time, I would think, before they'll have to look for the next launch window much later on. No. Not even remotely possible. Another reason, I guess, why they're pushing. It's important that they do it today. Obviously, you don't want to just blow it up. Not another stuck valve. Who knows? I doubt it because, once again, I think it's just seem to be having an issue with one engine, which is, again, a bit perplexing to me because, they work so well during the green run. What happened in between? That is odd. It is not scrubbed. Once again, let me emphasize, no scrub yet. So all we are is just in a hole.
Yeah.
And by the way,
in the unplanned hold.
Yeah, unplanned hold, which is, as they try to rectify the situation. So all we can do is hope.
I believe they do have spare engines so that if they do have to swap engines out, they can just swap them over rather than repair. They can take an engine out and put a new one in and then send that one off for inspection or repair.
Right. And I would be delighted for folks to talk. Whoever has things to contribute. Right now, I'm searching for the latest updates. Of course, internet access is not really there right now.
Right, how are we doing? Let's have a look through chat and see what chat's saying here. So in TSN, we've got "Let's Go, the Fish Are Waiting" by Keytime Bill. We've got, let's see, from Angry's chat, "R. Dottin, no scrubs, smiley face." Hey from Master Mason 32. Malachor thinks it's going to be a probable scrub while they do more tests to see what's going on.
Yeah, it's starting to feel more likely, to be honest. It's all Trump's fault. Still at a 30-minute push, assuming once again that is indeed the case. We would still be launching at 9:03 a.m. if they can indeed accomplish that. Now, once again, that is a very, very optimistic estimate. I really don't think they're going to be able to pull that off. But anyway, the area that I'm watching, I'm sure I'd be happy to describe it. I'm currently watching from the deck of a restaurant called Shiloh's Steak and Seafood. They were kind enough to give me this spot to watch, to film from, etc. And I'm surrounded by all kinds of people who from different walks of life, but many of them are people who are involved in the space program. I have some Blue Origin people here who fortunately don't know who I am. So yeah, I would say that's likely. Fortunately,
So
I've got some help here.
I'm just hearing on some back channels here that the engineers are currently looking at options to gather as much data as possible on why Engine 3 isn't chilling right now. And then they're going to go from there.
Okay, so gathering engine information on Engine 3, what issues are coming up with it.
Yeah, they're just trying to figure out what the best way to go about figuring it out is.
My God, so many people watching. I am just overwhelmed. Once again, to update, we have had today has been a series of issues, which is nothing less than what we expected. I'm sweating into my eyes like crazy. I have the sun directly in my face at the moment. But anyway, we've had problems with the hydrogen leak initially during the fueling process. That was rectified. We've had a reported crack in the structure, but it seems like that may have been a crack in the foam or something like that. Nothing really all that serious. And then we currently, the major problem that we're currently having right now is Engine 3 is not going through the engine chill process. that it should. Once again, I cannot read what was just highlighted there. I'm sorry. Oh my God.
Oh, so does my wife. Yeah.
So somebody in labor right now. What happens first? Will a new child come into the world, or will SLS fly? I would say it's more likely. I'd say that children coming into the world are a more reliable thing than SLS. but who knows? Who knows?
And good luck to that family when the baby does
Yes,
arrive.
indeed. Yes, indeed.
Absolutely.
Got 2 children myself.
Artie's a great name
Yeah.
for a baby.
Artie, there you go. It's a hell of an idea. It's a hell of an idea. I remember when my daughter was first born. I had the TV was on. My wife wanted it on, and in the social media world, Agent Doggett from the X-Files had just been hit upside the head and knocked unconscious at the very moment that my daughter came into the world. I remember that very clearly. I'm really not sure why she wanted the TV on, but that's what happened in the X-Files. The moment that my daughter came into the world. So I'm enjoying myself here once again at Shiloh's Steak and Seafood. Fantastic place.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw Buster Keaton's comment earlier saying that are we just watching a like Grubhub Dunkin' Donuts stream?
That's funny. Very funny indeed. The truth is out there. Yes, indeed it is. We all know that the truth is out there. Engine number 3, Lightning. Well, that wouldn't be surprising if perhaps there is an issue with that. Once again, we have many people. Oh, another super chat came popping in. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate that. Read the little dogs. I'm sorry, I can't read this stuff. It's the sun in my eyes and things. What does that say again? Little trucker. Little Trucker Kennel LLC, Angry Little Dogs, just made a contribution of $10 US to the channel. Thank you so much. Once again, these are the things that keep this channel going. These are the things that make it possible for me to come to the Cape, to travel across the Atlantic. There is indeed a delay, once again, for people who are unclear about that. They're having a problem with engine chill on engine number 3.
Let me just have a look.
We have an official scrub. We just have an announcement of that, but from somebody here.
Let's just double check that before we go in the timeline.
Yep, scrubbed. We're scrubbed, guys. Once again, this is the nature of spaceflight. This is the nature of rockets and the nature of especially trying to go to the moon. I'm probably going to be hanging out here for quite some time because the traffic issues are going to be utterly insane. They're going to be almost incomprehensibly bad. So most probably I'm going to be hanging out here for a while. But in any event, we are all disappointed by these things. And regrettably, I will be leaving Cape Canaveral after this scrub, sadly. And thank you. One last super chat just came popping in. You guys are fantastic. Thank you for doing that.
You can use your button now, Mr. Producer.
I will be making my way off to Europe very soon. I'll be heading to New York on the 31st to catch a flight Yes. Yes, we probably could. However, the morning of the 2nd, which is the next opportunity, I will be in the south of England. So there could be some challenges with that, but nevertheless, it's certainly worth the attempt. So once again, very, very disappointing. A big letdown for everybody. Everybody knew that this was a possibility, is the nature of things, especially the brand new rocket. All we can do is hope that this problem does not require return to the VAB and that we do not have to push this out a lot further. We have to push it out a lot further. That's going to be exceedingly problematic. But I am going to close. Oh, another super chat came in at the last second. You guys are so wonderfully generous. Thank you so much. You guys want to say anything before I close?
Thank you all for coming and watching us here today, both on the TSN channel and the Angry channel. Apologies for the audio gremlins that we suffered at the beginning. We worked through them. We got there in the end. That's the main part. Yeah, honestly, thank you all for stopping by and giving us some of your time. We really, really appreciate it. And yeah, Dave?
Yeah, absolutely. It's still great to hang out regardless of the outcome of the rocket. So thank you for everyone for watching, and we will see you at some point in the future.
Any other comments real quick before we close? Another super chat came in, by the way. Thank you, everybody, for your incredible generosity, especially in the midst of a scrub. If at all possible, while I'm in Southern England, I will make myself available to host another live stream. They have good internet speeds in the UK, and also I'm not going to be dealing with tons of people competing with me for internet speed. So I think we will be in good shape. So until SLS actually takes off, until we're actually officially on our way back to the moon, I urge all of you to stay angry about space.